Today's show is sponsored by Talkspace, the online therapy company. For as little as $32 a week, you can pick an experienced, licensed therapist you relate to and feel comfortable with. Each and every one having at least a master's degree and over 3,000 hours of supervised work. To match with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com/beautiful. And to get $30 off your first month and show your support for the podcast, use the code BEAUTIFUL. That's beautiful at Talkspace.com/beautiful. Support for today's show comes from Squarespace. Whether you need a portfolio to showcase your work, a store to sell your products and services, or a blog to share your ideas, Squarespace gives you everything you need to make your next move into a reality. Not to mention, with Squarespace's beautifully designed templates and customizable features, creating a beautiful website is a simple, intuitive process. All you do, you add, you arrange your content with the click of a mouse. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com. Enter offer code CG to get 10% off your first purchase. Hello to everybody returning shitty curtains. It's Beautiful Anonymous. 1 hour, one phone call. No names, no holds barred.
I'd rather go one-on-one. I think it'll be more fun. And I'll get to know you and you'll get to know me.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Beautiful Anonymous. It's your friend Chris Gethard, as they call me. So happy to have you. So happy for this call. I think you're going to enjoy it. Before we get to that, a couple things. Feedback to last week's episode. I have to thank everybody in that Facebook group. It's almost 18,000 people in there now. And between Facebook, Twitter, everything I saw, I was really bracing myself for fighting because Charlottesville's been such a divisive issue. It really has torn things up here in the States. And instead, it was so beautiful. There were definitely people putting opinions out there. There was tension at times. But I have to say, in that Facebook group, the biggest thing people wound up fighting about was what's the best character to use in Mario Kart. And that was very heartwarming. I don't always post in there as much as I used to, but I still read it all. And it was so cool to see. And thank you guys all, me and all those mods. We were bracing ourselves. And it was great. It was really cool. Thank you for that. It was a beautiful thing. Wanted to let you guys know we got some tour dates coming up. Beautiful Anonymous, Now Hear This Fest at New York City. You're going to want to check that out. Doing it at Denton, Texas. Gonna check that out. At Fest in Gainesville, where we're also doing a live Chris Gethard show. And I'm doing some stand-up too in Binghamton and Woodstock. You can check all those dates out at chrisgeth.com, and I hope I see you guys out there at some of our live Beautiful Anonymous tapings. And speaking of the Chris Gethard show, thanks to all you guys for supporting it. It's been so nice of you. The Beautiful Anonymous fans have really had my back. The show is pretty bizarre, but everybody has been kind and supportive. That's nice. This next week, we got Method Man from the Wu-Tang Clan. We're going to have a very frank, honest conversation about death. So that one might cross over into the Beautiful Anonymous listeners' interests more than usual. Also, for anybody in the Earwolf family, I'm on a Comedy Bang Bang. Comedy Bang Bang is a great show, and I'm on it this week. So if you're a fan of both, please do enjoy them. Please do enjoy Comedy Bang Bang. Thanks to Scott for having me. Let's talk about this week's episode. I'm so happy to have this conversation. This lady, I found her quite cool. I thought, you'll hear, she's like quite decisive in her life about certain things. She's also in the middle of a pregnancy, towards the tail end actually, and she walked me through a lot of what that's like. It wasn't necessarily something that she signed up for, and she's let me know about the sci-fi aspects of it, the things she's learning that I might not know, and she had a great sense of humor, great sense of charm, and I have to tell you, a twist at the end of the episode that you're not going to miss. So I'll keep this intro as short as I can this week. Enjoy it. You guys are so nice. Thanks for supporting me, supporting the podcast, supporting all my work. You're the best. See you soon. Go to chrisgeth.com. All the tickets are on sale. Check them out.
Thank you for calling Beautiful Anonymous. A beeping noise will indicate when you are on the show with the host.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, is this Chris?
Yes. How are you?
Hey, I'm fantastic. How are you? What's going on?
Let's see what's going on. Well, I'll tell you, I'm really happy to be talking to you. My day job is working on the TV show I do, and it's very busy and a lot of hard work. So I'm psyched I get to come here and just chill out and talk to you for an hour.
I know. I've been seeing you all over Twitter. It's like every day.
What can I
Taking
say?
calls.
I'm very annoying
That's
on
awesome.
Twitter. I am very annoying on Twitter. I'm the first to admit that.
No, you're fine. You're totally fine. Don't even worry about it. There's a lot more annoying people on Twitter, including politicians right now.
Burn. You're throwing haymakers right out of the gate.
Hey, call them like you see them, you know?
Yeah, no other way. Now, how are you, more importantly?
I'm fantastic. It's my birthday, Chris Gethard.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks for taking an hour
Been a
out of your
good day so
birthday to talk to
far.
me. That's nice. That's good. What do you do? What have you done on your birthday?
Well, you know. Well, I work today. I usually work, I'm a 9-to-5-er, so I never get to call because I usually take calls in the middle of the day. But I had summer hours today, so we got out early, and I was just out and about and saw your tweet, so gave it a call. Gave it a ring. Got through.
I feel pressure to make this a good experience for you so that I don't ruin your birthday.
You should. Birthdays are very important to me.
Wow. You didn't cut me any slack on that at
I'm kidding.
all. You didn't cut me any slack at all.
I'm not a big slack cutter. Ask my husband.
What are you doing tonight? What are we celebrating moving forward? Going out to dinner with the husband?
No, we're going to make something at home probably. I'm going to do a whole lot of nothing because I'm also 8 months pregnant, which means I am in bed by 9 o'clock pretty much every night.
Wow, congrats again.
I'm exhausted after a day of walking around and living.
Is this your first kid?
First child, first baby, having a little girl. Can't wait.
Congratulations.
Due mid-September, so we'll see.
That's cool. Mid-September.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, but it's been a total whirlwind. It's been a total whirlwind to be pregnant. It's the craziest experience of your life. And I was not at all prepared for it because we didn't even think we wanted to have kids at all. And then we accidentally got pregnant and decided, all right, let's do this. Let's just plunge in and make it happen.
Well, congrats. So, and also, bummer. Initial fear. Initial panic, right? Is that just panic out of the gate?
Yes. Still panic all the time, all day, every day. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm like, I tell people all the time, like, this kid's going to be fucked up. It's going to be fucked up because I have no idea what's going to happen. So.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Everyone says that you just kind of figure it out, though.
That's what I hear.
So, I'm going with that theory.
Yeah, people always say that. You just figure it out. And it's like, okay, I guess I'll just figure out how to tend to this human life. It's a lot to figure out.
It is a lot to figure out. And I really hope that wasn't my parents' approach. But I'm starting to realize.
It definitely was, right?
Was.
I have had that realization as an adult so many times. Not just about, parenting stuff, which I haven't done yet. But you realize I'm 37 now, and I'm like, oh, my parents were winging it. I thought they knew what they were doing. They definitely did not.
Absolutely. I've had that experience for the last, I would say, 10, 12 years since I've been out of college. I thought once you got out of college, you'd figure things out, and then all of a sudden you would know what's going on. Turns out no one has any idea what they're doing, and everyone's just making things up, trying to make the right choices. And so, it's kind of comforting because then you're just like, I can't really mess this up too bad, right?
I
if
guess
everybody else has it together.
Somehow civilization manages to continue, so I guess it works out. My parents didn't have 2 dimes to rub. My mom told me when her and my dad got married, they had 1 month's rent between them.
Oh, my God.
And they lived in northern New Jersey in the 70s in a not good neighborhood. They didn't have 2 dimes to rub together. And then they went and raised 2 kids. Wow, they did that.
How do you even do that?
I don't know. They just put their game face on. So many things in my childhood I think back to that were completely insane. And I just didn't know that because my parents kept their poker faces on the whole time. So many times where I was in danger, where we had no money and physical danger. And I just had no idea. And then I got older and I was like, that was really hard, right? And they were like, oh, every day was terrifying.
Oh, yeah, agreed. Similar situations. My mom, in particular, there's a lot of calls on this show that go into emotional scars. So I'm not really. We're not going to talk about that. But I'll just
not on your birthday.
Give you the Cliff Notes, which is that my mom raised us as a single mom and then married someone or married my stepdad. But my mom had 4 girls, and now as an adult, looking back on that, I'm like, that guy married into a woman who had 4 girls on her own? That's insane. Like, what a saint. What a saint.
I mean, I'm sure there are so many points where you're like stepdad when you're young, but now you must look at that and be like, wow, you stepped up to the plate hard.
Oh, yeah, he was awesome. We did the father-daughter dance at my wedding. He's great.
That's nice.
He's a good man.
How long have you been married?
Hilarious question, Chris Gethard. I've been married for 8 months.
Come on. Did you conceive?
I'm not joking.
I'm going to go there. Did you conceive the baby on your wedding night?
No, I did not. I'm going to go there. Didn't have sex on my wedding night. Lots of people don't. Not ashamed.
It's a very busy day.
I conceived the baby probably, yeah, right?
It's exhausting.
I conceived the baby probably like 4 days after my wedding, 5 days after my wedding.
Were you on a honeymoon or was it just random luck?
I was not on the honeymoon.
Oh, 4 days after your wedding.
Yeah, it was really embarrassing. And then we went on our honeymoon at the end of January. We got married on New Year's Eve, and we went on our honeymoon at the end of January, and on our honeymoon made like the official decision that we weren't going to have kids. We've been together for like 7 years. So we kind of like decided like, oh, we're going to get like the procedures done. And little did I know I was 4 weeks pregnant.
It had gone that far. You were going to get he was going to get snipped.
Yeah, he was going to get snipped. And then we came home, and I thought I had Zika. I'm not kidding. I got tested for Zika because I was like, I'm so nauseous. I know. And I threw up a glass of wine, and I was like, something's not right because I drink so much wine. Wow. I was like, something's not right. And then I got tested for Zika, and my doctor was like, hilarious, you're pregnant.
They could tell from the Zika test.
So, well, because they test your urine. So they tested my blood and my urine.
I thought you had Zika.
You know, she asked me, she's like, are you sure you're not pregnant?
You should name, are you going to name the baby Zika?
Before. I mean, if it isn't associated with the virus, I don't think that's a bad name. It's kind of a cute name, but no, beautiful the baby's name will be Penelope. I can say her name.
Oh, Penelope.
Right? Just not mine.
One of my good friends, my buddy Jeff from college, his daughter's name's Penelope, and she's the best.
Shout out to Jeff. Good choice.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something about her, though. She's real, and I say this with so much love, and if Jeff ever hears this, he knows it. Jeff was he was like a real mischief. I lived with him 2 years in college, and he was always like pranking people. And now his daughter Penelope is like such a lovable, cute pain in the ass who like runs it. She's like alpha. She like alphas over him. She like tries to run the show and tell him how things are going to be. And I love it that my friend who was always a pain in the ass has a kid who's giving him the business. I love it.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. I think my husband is worried that that's what's going to happen. That my Penelope will emulate me and run the business all over him.
Now, is he still getting snipped? Are you cutting it off at one, or is this reevaluated the family planning?
We're reevaluating the family planning. We're probably not going to have another one because, I don't know, I really hate being pregnant. But, we said we weren't going to have any. So we just can't make these abrupt decisions. We need to, let's meet her. Let's see if I think it was worth it, I bet it's like, let's reevaluate, take our time, figure this out again. And then once things calm down, you guys will sit down, you'll have another talk. And you'll go, you know what, I think one's enough. Yeah. He'll say the same here, one's enough. I'm going to go get snipped. Yeah.
And then on the way to the snip doctor, cell phone's going to ring. So you're pregnant with triplets. You got triplets coming.
Oh, my God.
Every time.
So my husband is a twin. And so when we got our first ultrasound, when I was 6 weeks pregnant, I was like, there's just one heartbeat in there, right? There's just one, right? She was like, yeah, just one.
You're going to have triplets. On your way to the snip doctor, you're going to get the news. That's my prediction.
Oh, my God. No offense to anyone who has triplets, but no thank you. I could not do that.
Yeah, it seems like hard work. A lot of hard work.
I think that I know my own mental and emotional and physical capacity, and I just don't think that I could do that. I think that I would just melt into the floor.
Do you think there's anyone who's ever found out they're pregnant with triplets and has been like, cool, yeah, I'm good with that? Do you think there's anyone who's like, that's within my mental and emotional capacity? I don't think, is there one person in human history who's been like, oh, 3, you say? Great, cool. I have the money,
maybe,
room,
like,
and mental acuity for that.
maybe that family with like the 20 kids that has that TV show.
Yeah, those
I don't know their
guys.
names.
Those guys. I forget
Maybe
their
they
names
would
too.
be like, yes, this is wonderful.
Octomom, right? They called her Octomom.
No, that was the one who had 8 at once.
Oh, she had 8 at once. And then there was that,
Yeah, she had 8 at once, I think.
8 at
Didn't
once.
she? I don't know.
Yes, and then you're talking about the family where it was like, didn't one of the sons get creepy and then everybody just pretended they didn't exist anymore? Yeah.
Yeah, and then like 2 of them got a spin-off show.
Did they?
Yeah, I think so.
Man, pop culture.
We're not the correct people to be talking about this because neither one of us clearly pay that much attention.
No. Well, I tell you, these pop culture things, they move real fast, huh? They move real fast.
Oh, my God. Out of control. I can't keep up with it.
Crank these reality shows out.
Also, I don't really care to keep up with it.
No.
It's not anything I care about, you know?
You get fed up with things, with politicians and pop culture. This is 2 times that you've vented.
Oh, yeah, I'm over it, for sure. Because I just don't care about the Kardashians. I don't.
Yeah, not your bag, not your thing.
It's kind of boring, right? Like, after you really sit back and look at it, I'm like, this is just boring. You're just making things up to waste my time.
I mean, that's all of entertainment, though, right? Didn't you just... you just defined entertainment. People making things up to waste your time, right?
Yeah, but if there's like artistic skill and quality that goes into the, in behind it, like a well-made movie or a well-formed comedy show, Mr. Gethard,
A well-thought-out talk show that's format breaking and interactive. Yeah. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Then I can get behind that, and I will spend my time with that. But if you're just like complaining on TV and eating salad, which is what I hear the Kardashians do, I can't. I don't have time for that.
Now, 8 months. Can I go back to that?
Yes.
Have there been any tales? And again, I'm asking. I might be ignorant. Have there been any moments you can look back on over the 8 months where you're like, "Whoa, that was my, like," have you had any fights with the husband that you wouldn't have? Has there been any shifts emotionally? Are there things like this that happen, or are those just wives' tales?
Those are not wives' tales. I was just talking to my husband about that like an hour ago. Those are not wives' tales. I will tell you many stories. Just now, before I left the house, I had a breakdown because I'm at the point where my ankles and feet are swelling. And so I was like, I have cankles and I have to wear shorts. It's so hot. And he was like, you look beautiful. And I was like, I look awful. So there's that. That lasted 60 seconds or so.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of stuff happens all the time where I'll just be like, I know I'm terrible and a pain to deal with because I just think that I'm worse than I am. Right. And then... The worst one was he was eating chicken, like a wing, with his fingers, and this was maybe 2 months ago, and I broke down and started bawling and called him so disgusting over and over for 15 minutes.
No!
And I was like, I can't believe you're the father of my baby.
You're
said
so
that? Disgusting.
You said, I can't believe you're the father of my baby. You are so disgusting?
Yeah.
Because he ate wings in the way you're supposed to eat wings?
Yes.
That's the standard wing. Is there anybody out there eating wings with a knife and fork?
No, definitely not.
And how does he react? Is he hurt? Is he just confused? I would just be so confused.
Yes, he's just very confused, and he just knows that it's the hormones, and he just comes over, and he's so great, Chris. He's so wonderful. He just comes over and he hugs me, and he says it's okay. I'm sorry. I'll get a fork.
And so he's walking over to hug you, and you're like, take your fucking disgusting wing fingers away from me. Get that wing sauce hand away from me, you disgusting pig.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, no, you're going to get it all over me.
You're disgusting. I don't know how I'd react if my wife looked me in the eye and said, you're disgusting. And you said this for 15 minutes.
I know.
Oh.
And we had only been married for 6 months.
Ooh.
I'm just... I know.
But you're together 7
so
years.
Terrible.
So that's good.
Yeah, we've been together for a long time.
Nobody was surprised when you guys, when the question got popped.
No, nobody was surprised, especially because he did it like on a big vacation we took that like, I was like, if you don't propose on this vacation, something bad will probably happen.
So you threatened to break up.
No, it's just that I had already picked our wedding date and was like, I hope you propose before then. So
Hold on. What are you talking about?
Well,
you picked the wedding date. He knew there was. Did he know the wedding date?
Yeah. I told him.
So you had a wedding date set. He knew about it, and then he proposed.
But it's not like I booked a venue or anything.
So you just gave him no option.
Like, I want to get married. Well, yeah, sort of. Well, he had a long advance notice. He had like 2 years notice.
But wait, you kind of proposed to him then, no?
No, I just was like, hey, listen, New Year's Eve is happening on a Saturday in 2016. I really want to have a winter wedding. I think it's a good reason to throw a party. It would be super fun to get married that day. Let's do it. That's when I want to get married. And he kind of like brushed it off, but then he proposed with the appropriate amount of time for me to plan that. So it worked out.
So you let him know we're getting married on this exact date on this year, and then left it to him to feel. So you basically allowed him to feel like he played a part in it at the end of the day. You proposed, and then you allowed him to propose.
I mean, you're making it just sounds a lot worse coming out the other side.
It's not a bad thing, but you basically explained to a person how his life would go, and then said, you basically said, I'm going to allow you to think you're not living in the matrix that I'm constructing. I'm going to make you think that you actually have free will when you don't have free will.
Oh, that's terrible. He has tons of free will. I just really wanted a New Year's Eve snowy wedding. Is that too much to ask?
Just so you know, the guys in the control room all started belly laughing loud enough I could hear them through the glass at the idea that he had free will, which he does not. He did not. In that case, he did not. In that case, he did not.
Well, whatever. I had been waiting 5 years. Time to get on it anyway.
Totally
she's
fair.
Off the pot. Listen to this.
Totally fair. Totally
I had already moved across the country with him, like quit my job and moved across the country for him to a city that I didn't really want to live in. So he kind of owed me one, right?
Yeah, you're good. I love that. I love that you're like, hey, you're marrying me on this date and time. And then he's like, okay, but I don't want kids. And then you're pregnant.
It was me. I was the one who was like, no kids. Nope.
Wow. What's it like being married to a twin?
Oh, okay.
What's it like being married to a twin? Is that?
His twin is a girl. So it's very like they're not twins. Mm-hmm. They don't, they're like close as any brother and sister would be, but he has another sister that he's closer with.
They don't have that psychic thing. They don't have those psychic powers.
No, yeah. They're not like, oh no, he's in trouble. I can feel it.
Yeah, or they like exchange eye contact and then they're referencing things that they never said out loud. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
I don't know many twins.
So he's he's the only boy in his family, so he's got a close relationship with his mother.
That's nice. That's a sign of a good guy, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool. Now, let me know, like, they say 9 months, but there's a window when you could go into labor that's a few weeks out from that. Are you in that window?
Yeah, I'm actually having contractions right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, if there's ever been a good time to pause, it is this one. Check out our sponsors. They got a lot of products, services, things that might help your life. Use the promo codes if you're into them. It really helps the show when you do, and we'll be right back with more phone call. Support for today's show comes from Squarespace. Whatever your next big idea might be, you can count on Squarespace to help you create an eye-catching online platform. Brings it to life. Look, everybody knows, right? We've all heard it. You need a portfolio to showcase your stuff. You need a store to sell your products and services. You need a blog to share your ideas. Squarespace gives you everything you need to look like an expert right from the start. But here's something you don't always hear this. I use it. I used it well before there were ever an advertiser on this show, and it's so easy. It's so intuitive. I am not smart enough to know how to code. It made it easy. You can build a whole website just by experimenting. It's very cool, very simple, and I'm really a big fan. You can go get a unique domain. That strengthens your brand, makes it easier for visitors to find you. Plus, with Squarespace's award-winning templates, you can create a beautiful website. It's just simple. Like I said, add, arrange your content, all with the click of a mouse. Nothing to install or patch, though, if you do have a question. Squarespace's award-winning 24/7 customer service support can help you with any problem. No matter how technical, trivial seeming, it's like you got your own IT department. So make your next move. Start your free trial at squarespace.com today. You enter the offer code CG, you get 10% off your first purchase. Again, that's CG, like me, Chris Gethard. You go to squarespace.com. It's simple, it's easy, you'll enjoy it. Blue Apron, it's the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. Less than $10 a meal, they'll deliver seasonal recipes along with pre-portioned ingredients right to your door. I love it. It's great. The box shows up. I get excited. What's going to be in here? Pull out those recipes. The pictures look good. Look at the ingredients. Ingredients are fresh. I managed to turn those ingredients into the pictures with my wife. We have fun. It's the best. You can customize your recipes each week, by the way. You can choose a delivery option that fits your needs. Plus, they got a freshness guarantee. Promises that every ingredient arrives ready to cook, or they'll make it right. Here's some of the meals available in August. You got basil pesto chicken with summer vegetable panzanella. What is panzanella? I want to know. Sauteed shrimp and green beans with globe tomatoes, spinach, and orzo pasta. Whole grain pasta and summer vegetables with heirloom tomato, caprese salad. Miso butter, salmon, lo mein noodles with cucumber and charmed tomatoes. Meatball pizza. Fresh mozzarella, cheese, and charmed tomatoes. Make the kids happy with that meatball pizza. Who doesn't love the phrase meatball pizza? It's fun. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/beautiful. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. Don't wait. That's blueapron.com/beautiful. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Thanks so much to the advertisers who make the show happen. Now, let's go back to the phone call.
Yeah, I'm actually having contractions right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
Is that true?
No.
I was going to say, you're remarkably
totally
composed.
Not true.
Based on what I've heard about contractions, I was very impressed at your ability to indicate in no way that they were happening. I had a moment of panic.
You want somebody to come on the show and just fuck with you for an hour. So
I have always said that, and you're killing it. I had a moment of panic. Did you hear my silent moment of terror as you said that?
I did. I was like, is he going to say something? Or okay, all right.
Yeah, I was freaking out. But I also was thinking to myself,
I'm good.
man,
I do like to
downloads are coming on this one.
People.
Yeah. We got 39 minutes left, me and you. I'm enjoying this one.
I like to mess with people while I'm pregnant because I think it's hilarious.
What do you mean?
So, like, people will come up to me, like random strangers or even people in the workplace, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, what do you do?" And then I'll look at them with a straight face and be like, "I'm not. That's so rude." And they get like really panicked, and then I just laugh. And I'm like, yeah, I totally do it. The middle of September, it's fine.
Wow. Are people always asking to touch you when you're pregnant? How's that work? Are people always strangers trying to rub your belly?
Yeah, I had the grocery bagging lady at the grocery store try and touch my belly. And I gave her one of those, like, went back through with my hand out kind of soul. I mean, she was just like this precious older woman. And I kind of felt that, but it was just my natural reaction to be like, oh, don't touch my belly. Yeah, people do it all the time.
I was once...
Or they'll say, like, oh, you are all belly. Can I touch it? And I'm like, I'm not like a prop.
Yeah.
You know?
That gets old, especially when you're like hot, swollen. You don't want people touching you, strangers.
Yeah.
I was once eating brunch, and this was many years ago before I was with my wife. I was dating a girl who lived in Red Hook, Brooklyn. There's some brunch spots there. I'm eating brunch, and I was gesticulating while talking. It's a cramped little Brooklyn restaurant. There's not much room, New York real estate. And I was gesticulating and elbowed a very visibly pregnant woman in the stomach as she walked by.
Oh.
And I lost my mind.
No.
I lost my mind. I was filled with so much fear and terror. And I'm not talking like a pro wrestling elbow. I wasn't like Macho Man Randy Savage coming off the top rope. It was in the course of just, talking with my hands. I moved the elbow and I immediately was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. And the whole restaurant started and she was like, it's fine. I'm fine. It was a glancing, you made physical contact. That's not, you're good. But I freaked out really bad.
Let me just say, I appreciate that you apologize because I've been elbowed in the stomach many a time since I've been pregnant, and most people just don't care. They just keep walking.
Do you live in a place with public transportation?
I do. I live in Chicago.
Oh, have you been on a train where like people don't get up and give you a seat?
All the time on the L.
8 months and they won't give you the seat.
Yeah, once. It's not like every single time I don't get a seat, but I normally do not get a seat. There have been some kind people.
You would say more often than not, no one stands up for a woman who's 8 months pregnant.
Yes, I would agree with that statement, and I don't want to speak for the entire city of Chicago, but I will say that's been my experience.
Chicago, get on the ball.
So.
This lady's calling you out. You specifically just said you weren't. Do you make eye contact? If I was in your position, I got on that train where you're at and people wouldn't stand up, I would like crouch down to eye level and stare at them and make them look deeply into my eyes every time. That would be so fun for me to just shame people and guilt people.
Oh, well, you know what I do is like what's more effective than the eye contact is making them stare at my belly. So I just stand in front of them and push the belly out and like touch it and like grab my back. And like do like the I'm
you
so
do.
tired.
You really do that, and they don't get up.
Yeah. Sometimes they do, but most people are listening to their iPods.
I get it.
You know?
And I'm no hero. I will occasionally let a child stand on the New York City subway. There are some times where I will see someone who I can tell is a little older than me, and I have been bad and looked back into my phone. But I'd like to think more often than not I do the right thing when it seems like it's somebody who's really in need of a seat. And I think someone who's visibly pregnant, you give up your seat every time, as a rule.
Hey, I've been there. I've totally like kept my seat too, so no judgment here. Just me trying to be a little snake and take advantage of the situation sometimes.
Yeah, I get it. It must be. Are there other things? I don't know? Are there like when you say like you can take advantage of the situation, are there other pregnancy-driven life hacks that I don't know about?
Pretty much no one will say no to you about anything if you just directly ask them. So you just ask everything you ever want. You know, like, can I board the plane first?
Yes.
And they say yes. So we just got back from Europe. We were over there, and every single flight we took, which we were on a plane every like 3 or 4 days because we were hopping around, every single plane, I was like, can I board first? And they were like, yes, absolutely.
Ooh,
and
nice.
let me on
get the overhead
before
space.
everyone else. And I was like, can I get upgraded? And they were like, absolutely.
Really? First class? First class?
If you want anything? No, just a business class.
Business class
but
is still no joke.
Like it's a bad thing. Like, oh, first world problems, just a business class.
Oh, just business class. Oh, just the thing where you get a free meal and the seat folds into a bed. Oh, just that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nice.
Tough life.
That's pretty
Tough
nice.
life.
Now, what?
That wasn't bad. I only got that twice.
Now, you were someone who didn't sign up to be pregnant. This was an accidental thing. Mazel tov. It's still a beautiful thing. That being said.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Now, the birth process, though. This is something you did not sign up for. What have you? What have you been learning? What are we bracing ourselves for on this one?
Okay, well, you're going to stir up some controversy, Chris Gethard, if we talk about this.
Hey, I go there. Everybody knows that when it comes to controversy, I go there.
Yeah, that Facebook group is on fire these days.
No, the Facebook group is great. The Facebook group is great.
It is great.
Yeah.
So many wonderful people.
Yeah.
Keeping it together. I love it.
People are on top of it. It was getting out of control, but I think it's been wrangled. I'm loving it.
Yeah. I appreciate the Facebook group. I really enjoy reading it and reading the comments from the shows. So
I love
good.
it. Helps me guide this thing.
Yeah, I believe that.
So what's the controversy?
All right. We can create some controversy. I'm sorry for everyone who doesn't agree with me. Let's just start there. I am going to have a elective and scheduled C-section, which means I do not need to have it medically. I'm just doing it because I do not want to give birth naturally.
So you have requested I think most people fight to avoid, if I'm correct. A lot of people want a natural birth.
Yes, most women fight to avoid the C-section and only do it in case of like emergency, if their baby's like in breach or if something, has gone wrong. But I am not one of those women.
So much like your wedding, you are dictating when this happens. It's a running theme in your life.
Oh, God.
You just looked down at your stomach and you said, baby, New Year's Eve, 2016, winter wedding, see you then.
Exactly. And I was like, I told my husband, I hope you join me on this journey. We'll be married, but I'm doing it anyway. So I'm just kidding. That's not what happened.
Scheduling a C-section.
I would not have had a baby with someone who does not want to have a baby. Absolutely not.
Now, why do people say that's a bad thing? Because it's like you're not giving it, like there's some health benefits to natural birth people believe in, and it feels like an unnecessary surgery.
Yeah, so a lot of people believe that there's like a really good bacteria in the. Sorry, I've done a lot of research on it, so to try and justify my choice, but maybe there's a really good bacteria that's in the birth canal so like when the baby passes through it, they get covered in it, and it's like healthy for their immune system and things like that. But it's just not proven, so it's just not proven to be true. And I had a lot of conversations with my doctor about it, and she still, every single time I see her, asks me, is that what you want to do? I just, I want to be 100% sure. So she's on board, and I'm on board. And it's really just, to me, I'm like a big fan of modern medicine. I know a lot of people love like the essential oils. My sister's one of those people. And like, the natural homeopathic ways of doing things, but I'm a big fan of Excedrin when I have a migraine. And I trust doctors to cut me open and sew me shut.
So you don't begrudge it. When you talk to your sister, you're like, you enjoy the hippie bullshit. I'm going to go ahead and have machines and doctors trained to use them. Deal with this.
Well, yeah. Well, and so my sister had 2 C-sections, but she had to because of medical reasons or whatever. But so her recovery was so short. It was 1 to 2 weeks, which usually they try and kind of scare you off from it by saying that it'll take 6 weeks to recover from a C-section. But like she was back to work after 2 weeks and totally fine. And she owns her own business, so it's not like she had to go back to work.
Wow. And so, for you, is it the convenience of is it like the scheduling, the convenience, take away the random chance, take away the panic rushing to the hospital? Is it for physical reasons that you prefer it?
I guess it would be more physical reasons. I think it is this sounds terrible, but it's totally sci-fi that like my body would open up and a human would be ejected from it. Like I can't. That's like way too.
Too sci-fi.
Way too alien. No.
The most natural process that's existed since the beginning of time and has led to all of us being here. Too sci-fi. That's not a real thing that exists on Earth.
No, it's way. I know it sounds ridiculous, but like, I mean, try and wrap your head around that. That's like so messed up. Like, what do you mean my body opens into this giant hole and then a baby comes out? Like, what are you talking about?
Well, when you put it like that, it's not so appealing.
But that's what it is.
Does the body open up into a big hole? It's the first I'm hearing of this.
Yes, you got to dilate to like 10 centimeters.
But that's 10. Dilate means a big hole? It means...
Yes.
We're talking about the vagina here? Sorry to be... I'm not...
Yes. Yes, we're talking about
10
the vagina,
centimeters
yes.
doesn't seem so big. How big's 10 centimeters?
Oh, well, you try. You know what I told my husband? I said, you wrap your head around you dilating to 10 centimeters and pushing a baby out.
It doesn't sound
And then
pleasant.
we can talk about whether or not it... No, not pleasant.
I'm not saying it sounds pleasant, but I'm saying it doesn't sound like something James Cameron needs to conceive with a team of CGI effects wizards either. Not sci-fi.
That's fair. That's
like
fair.
Ridley Scott is going to direct your birth. A big
That would be
hole.
really great. I mean, I know it's like very beautiful, and I've seen all the videos, and it looks really. And I cried because my pregnancy hormones, and I was like, oh, wonderful, they're bringing a baby into the world. And it's not that I didn't consider it. I thought about doing like water birth, doula, like that whole.
How long did you
route,
think
being
about it?
Supernatural.
How long did you think about it? Be honest.
Like a long time.
More than a week?
Like a month. Like a month. Like
okay.
a month.
Okay, that's
I did
fair.
a lot of good research, and my husband didn't give me any pushback, which I really appreciate. He was like, it's your body. You need to do what is right for you.
Can I ask you some specific questions? Because I'm very confused.
Absolutely. If I answer wrong, I'm sorry for everyone.
Because I'm an ignorant guy. So you start
I'm
having
an ignorant woman. What can I say?
you start having the contractions. So that
Okay.
contracting means something is getting smaller? What is a contraction?
It means it's like your muscles are like going in and out because they're trying to push what's in your uterus out.
Okay, so so they're getting, in and out. And then what, you go and you get...
So I do get contractions right now because I am getting ready. My body's getting ready to do that. So I do get like Braxton Hicks contractions at this point in the game because my body's trying to learn how to do contractions. Does that make sense?
It does. So your body does like dry runs.
Yeah. Yes.
Now you go to the hospital.
In theater term.
Water breaks. I understand what that means. You go to the hospital. At what point?
Yeah, actually, most women don't have their water break before they go to the hospital. Most women go to the hospital before their water breaks.
Really? I'm learning. I always learn.
Yeah, the doctor will like break it for you.
Let me cut to the question I want to know most. At what point does your body turn into a big hole?
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're sincerely asking, it depends on the woman. If you're trying to make a joke, hilarious. But if you're sincerely asking, it depends on the woman. Like, some women are in labor for 36, 48 hours.
So is it
some women
right
are in
before
labor for
Is it like right before the
5
baby
hours.
comes sliding out? It just widens out right before the baby, or is it a slow process where that's gradually happening? I've never thought about
It's
this.
a slow process. It's a slow process, and they come in and they measure you like every hour or more frequently if you're growing faster. But once you hit the right number, which from what I hear is usually around 10 centimeters, they're like, okay, it's time to push. So there's like pre-labor, which is like the contractions and the growing, and like when you see in the movies a woman like pacing around her room having contractions, that's pre-labor. And then there's active labor, which is when you're like actually pushing
Actively.
and you're like squeezing your partner's hand and your feet are up in the stirrups,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
And
And that's like when the baby comes out.
and you're going to go in like a week ahead of when any of that will happen.
Absolutely. How'd you know that? Yeah, they schedule it for 39 weeks.
Because here's what I'm piecing together timeline-wise is if you're looking to avoid, you don't want to go into labor because the last thing you want is have a big hole and then a C-section, worst of both worlds. C-section before the big hole develops. Sorry to be crass.
Okay. I think it's funny.
I'm being told 10 centimeters.
Yes.
I've been given the metric conversion. 10 centimeters, about 4 inches. Yeah,
That's huge.
That is. Well, I just held out my fingers. Yeah, that's nuts.
Me too.
That's insane that a part of your body gets that much wider. That's actually insane. When you challenged
Now
me
you're
to
on
think,
the same page
yeah,
as me.
when you challenged me to think of that happening to me, and I can only envision the parts of my body that even would allow this possibility. Truly disturbing to think about any
Thank you.
orifice of
Thank
mine
you.
getting this much wider. That is, yeah.
Thank you.
Get the C-section.
Can you even open your mouth that big? I don't know.
Let me try. Hold on.
Maybe not. I just tried.
Yeah, I have a pretty big mouth. Yeah, I can do that. No
Yeah,
sweat.
maybe you could.
It is pretty cool. I can do it. I can do it.
Well, then that's where maybe you could have a baby out of someday.
Out of my mouth.
It's already that size. Works out. Yeah, why not?
Well, I can think
Who knows
about
what
it.
the future holds, Chris Gethard?
Who knows what the future holds? You're saying that you're proposing that in the future they'll develop a system where men can vomit babies. You're proposing that.
I'm proposing that I wish there was like some sort of choice. I was telling my husband that maybe it could be like a USB port and I could like detach the baby and he could hold on to it for like a day.
So
That would be cool.
You don't want a natural birth because it's too sci-fi, but you would prefer a system where you and your husband can exchange a USB port and share a child via USB ports embedded in your bodies. That's fine by you. You fantasize about that.
I mean, that's just me complaining about having to like carry a big belly around all day, every day.
A natural birth is pretty much 2001: A Space Odyssey to you, but a USB baby that can be plugged into your husband like a port. Rom-com territory.
Oh my God. I'm going to sound like such a crazy person.
No, you're not. I'm messing with you on
If
your
only
birthday.
you guys really knew me.
I feel like I do. You seem fun. You seem fun to hang out with. You're a good person.
I'm pretty chill. Except for when I want to get married.
Yeah, except for when it's time to get shit done, at which point you start constructing plans and executing them mercilessly.
Yeah, that's kind of true. But yeah, that's kind of true.
How long do you anticipate being out of work when you're on maternity leave? Let's go ahead and hit the pause button there. We live in a capitalist society, therefore there are ads during this show. But luckily, there's a lot of products and services that you actually might be into, so check them out. Use the promo codes, helps Beautiful Anonymous when you do, and we'll be right back with more phone call. Paging all book lovers. Today's show is supported by Book of the Month. Book of the Month, it's a rapidly growing service with a simple goal, to make sure you love what you read. They search high and low for new books that you would not have found on your own. And then they narrow down to the top 5 each month. Then you just pick your favorites. They ship them right to your doorstep. Pricing starting at just $10 for new hardcover releases that usually cost $15 plus anywhere else. Book of the Month, it's a great value. Whether you get a book once a month, once a season, exclusive prices will save you tons. Really enjoyed my experience with it. They lay out these books where it's like, oh, every single one sounds good. It's like, what is my personal mood right now? What am I in the mood to read? Let me pick it out, because they've done such a good job curating it that it makes it fun, even just going on there and picking it. It's exciting. It's good when people do their jobs well, and you get to benefit from that job well done. Book of the Month, bound to delight. And get your first book for $10 at bookofthemonth.com/stories. That's bookofthemonth.com/stories. Thanks again to everybody who sponsors this show, makes it happen. Now let's go ahead and finish off this call. How long do you anticipate being out of work when you're on maternity leave?
I'm going to take 12 weeks off. I work for a wonderful company that gives me fully paid 12 weeks.
That's right.
So I'm pretty excited about that. But catch this game, my husband gets 16 weeks of paternity leave, fully paid, which is, it's a blessing. But like, what? I've never heard of a paternity leave package where they get 16 weeks.
That's incredible. And are you guys going to do it where you do your 12, then he does his 16, so there's always someone home with the baby for his first 28 weeks?
Yeah, I got to avoid that daycare bill, you know?
That's so nice. That's also just so nice for your baby. One of the baby's parents will be there that many days.
Well,
That's
yeah,
so
of
nice.
course. Of course. I'm just,
Also a daycare bill.
Also,
I like that.
Also a daycare bill.
Also, save a couple
Practical.
bucks. Sure. Also, yeah, save a couple
A couple of bucks. That stuff is outrageous.
Is it really? I don't have any idea.
Oh, yeah. So we just moved actually from the city to the suburbs, but we still work downtown in Chicago. And even the suburbs are cheaper than the city, and the suburbs are $17.50 a month.
Wow. For
which
daycare.
is like insane for daycare.
That's
and the
nuts.
city is $2,500 a month for daycare.
For daycare? That seems crazy. That's like a New York City apartment price. I mean, with a roommate.
That's not even like fancy daycare either. That's just like regular middle-class people daycare.
That's like they keep your kid occupied for the day, $1,750.
Yes.
Wow, that's a scam.
I won't even ask what it probably is in New York. Probably insane.
Probably, as is everything here.
I know. But you know who just beat you with rent?
Who, San Francisco?
San Francisco. That's where we moved to, and then back to the Midwest, friend.
You got out to San Francisco. You said, nah, too expensive. The Bay.
We were out there for 6 years.
6 years? Oh, so you gave it a good shot.
Oh, yeah, we were there. We never thought we'd come back, but it just was too expensive. It just became like, well, we're never going to buy a house here or have more than like a one-bedroom, 700-square-foot apartment. So, let's go somewhere where we can like survive and live.
And we need more room than that with the baby we are going to surgically remove the ability for us to even have. Can I ask what suburb of Chicago you moved to? I'm familiar with the Chicago suburbs.
Yes, I moved to Glenview.
To Glenview. Now, for many years, I dated someone who grew up in Wilmette. Does that mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually hilarious. I'm actually in Wilmette at the moment because it's the closest Bed Bath & Beyond to my house.
Triple B. I've spent a lot of time in Wilmette. Spent a lot of time in Wilmette. Yeah. Colonel, what is it? Mustard.
Wilmette's pretty ritzy.
Mustard's Last Stand, Wilmette, Illinois. Now, I want to ask you something.
I have no idea what that is.
You said you grew up in the Midwest. Did you grow up in the Chicago area?
No, Wisconsin. Go Green Bay Packers.
Because my ex-girlfriend, it always makes me laugh. And she doesn't talk to me anymore. If she hears this somehow, I hope she's doing well. I got nothing against her. Maybe someday we'll have a conversation again. Who knows? That's how these things go.
That's so nice. Maybe she'll call Beautiful Anonymous.
Oh, that would be the episode to end all episodes. It's the girl I dated off and on for 8 years. Yeah, I dated this guy. He took a bunch of drugs at Bonnaroo and we broke up. And I never spoke to him again. I think he's an asshole.
Oh, was your girlfriend during that story? I thought we were suicide. I know that story.
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Dated for 8 years. He took a bunch of drugs at Bonnaroo in the most stereotypical way to fall off the wagon and found himself in the drug haze and told me that he saw his inner truth. It was time to move on. Oh, boy.
Wait, you broke up with her while you were in a drug haze?
I took so much MDMA, and looking back on it, it was...
But you broke up with her while you were high.
It was definitely still in my system. It was like 2.5 days later, but I ate like $300 worth. At the very least, I was... my brain was scrambled from it. I don't know. I don't think I was still at a point where if I like rubbed my palms together, it felt like heaven had invaded my body and my mind. I wasn't still at that point of my MDMA experience, but I wasn't doing good. It wasn't like I woke up the next day, drank a glass of water, and was like, ooh, let's shake that off. It was bad. One of my guiltiest feelings is that we broke up. While I maintain it was the thing that had to happen, I wish that it wasn't involving drugs. I was going to
say, the good news is that it sounds like it was the right decision because obviously you're happily married and moved on. So
yeah.
Sounds like it was the right decision, even though it was a drug moment.
Every once in a while, you're sitting in a field in Tennessee, eating powder out of a bag that a stranger sold you in a nearby field, and you say, you know what? Just because I'm best friends with a person doesn't mean we need to be married. And you realize that that's your truth.
Oh,
a friend of mine actually. You want the real story?
Like enlightening.
Here's the real story that doesn't get involved in the comedy show stuff. The punchlines. Buddy of mine who was also high. We were actually physically rolling around in grass. He was like, "Hey, that girl you're always hanging out with. Why don't you just make a move? Why don't you just make it happen?" And I was like, "We've been dating for 8 years." And he's like, "Oh, I thought you guys were just friends." And I was like, "We are." I was like, "We are." And then I was like, "I can never unsay that." And then I was like,
"Oh, that's so sad."
Yeah, it was a bummer. It was really a bummer. I miss her. I miss talking to my friend, but maybe someday I'll hear from my old friend again.
Girl, call the show. They'll definitely let you through.
Oh, you're out of your mind. That would be But she went to a high school called New Trier, and it always makes me laugh that everyone I've ever met from Chicago hates New Trier kids. They hate them.
Oh, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Maybe I should hate them too.
Apparently they're very spoiled. That's the reputation. Who knows?
Huh.
I went off on a weird tangent.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing I want to say about the friend thing is that what I always say what my husband and I always say is the best thing about our relationship is that we're best friends who get to, like, you know, do it, which is pretty great. And we also really like each other. So, I don't know. For me, I was like, I always want to marry my best friend, right? Like, because I have to hang out with them all day, every day.
Yeah.
But I guess there's also the romantic part that you need as well.
Well, I was also in a situation where I was like, we've been together 8 years. We don't even live together. What's going on? There's something stopping this. What is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think maybe neither of us
up with
wants
that, for
this.
sure.
Yeah. How'd you meet your husband?
You are loved. My life is so dramatic when you bring up these stories.
That seems like a very standard question.
Yes, it does. But little do you know, I do not have a standard answer. He was the TA in my marketing class in college.
Whoa, scandal.
And yeah. And so I slept with him for the semester and then broke up with him and got an A.
Wait, you slept with him during the semester he was teaching you and you got an A?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. And because he would grade all the stuff. So we, you know.
What?
So I pretended to date him, and then I got an A.
Did he know you were pretending?
No.
And you were sleeping with him to get a good grade?
He does. Yeah, which sounds really terrible.
Is this
he
true?
Was nice, but this is true. But he was like, he was nice, but I was like 21, and I was like, I don't want a nice boy, you know. So
you slept with your TA. You slept with your TA to get a good grade, and you're now having his child 8 years later. What?
Yeah, something like that.
In another calculated plan. You execute schemes. You execute good. So at what point did you reveal to him, hey,
so bad.
So when you broke it off with him, was it like you got the A and you were like, hey, high five, I'm out? Like, you used the guy?
I just was like, I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm still in love with my ex-boyfriend. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, that's kind of what happened. And then he, like, was upset, and we weren't together for like a year and a half.
Was he like, your papers weren't even that good? Your papers were not that good?
It was, yeah, probably. Actually, I do remember that I got some of his mail at my house because we only lived a block away from each other in this college town we went to. And I texted him and I said, hey, I got some of your mail. And he texted back with like one of those like new phone who dis situations.
Oh boy.
And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, oh yeah, I deleted your number because I hate you.
It's the girl from Marketing 101. Remember me?
It was Marketing 101. It was absolutely Marketing 101.
He said, I deleted your number because I hate you.
Yeah, that is what he said. I remember that.
8 years later, you told him you're disgusting.
This sounds terrible. Can I just clarify that we really love each other and he's the best ever?
No, your marriage sounds great. Happy birthday. I'm sorry I made the world. So how'd you get back together?
Well, we were dating other people, and then he actually broke up with his girlfriend because he was still in love with me, and he, like, told me that. And then I was dating somebody else, and that guy was a tool, and that didn't work out at all. And then I was, like, I was in a bar with a friend of mine who had just broken up with her boyfriend of, like, 5 years. And no sooner the words came out of my mouth, I literally said, oh my God, I'm so happy to be single again. I'll just feel like myself, and you and I are going to have so much fun being single, you know, doing the girl thing, whatever. And, well, that's his name. Sorry, I just said it.
Bleep it.
He walked into the bar. You'll bleep it?
Yeah, we can bleep his name. That's fine. Good name, though.
I know. You have something in common. He walked in the bar, and I literally looked at my friend, and I said, oh, shit, he's here. And, like, because he was, like, always in love with me, and I was just, like, not ready. So, like, to clarify, the whole thing's on me, and I know that. Like, I was not ready to be in, like, a happy person relationship, you know? Like, I was, like, looking for trouble and looking for, like, the bad guy.
We've all been there. I've dated the bad girls.
Yeah, so then we, yeah, exactly. So we went home together. And then, like, in the morning, I was like, whew, ran out the door and was like, got out of that one.
You ghosted
him. And then totally ghosted him. And then, like, a week later, or no, like, the next day, he was like, just go on a date with me. I don't know why we ever broke up. And then, like, a week later, I called him and I was like, one date. I will go on one date with you. And we did. And then that's it. We've been together since then. 8 years.
Wow. That's cool. That guy stuck with
Moved
it.
across the country. Yeah. Well, you know, it's just like one of those things where you just like make choices that set you up on the path of where you want to be, you know? Like, for me anyways, that's how it was. Like, stop making dumb choices. Just stop choosing guys that don't want to be in relationships and don't want to love you and don't want to be happy, and give the guy who's standing in front of you telling you that he loves you a shot. You know, like, what do they have to lose? So I'm not saying that I, like, settled for him or anything like that. I don't want it to sound like that, but I just finally gave him, like, a real shot, you know, and discovered that it was, like, the most beautiful, wonderful thing that had ever happened.
You just gave legions of nerdy boys hope.
He's not nerdy.
He's a TA. He's a TA in marketing classes. He's definitely nerdy.
He's fiscally responsible. It was a job.
He sounds like a real cool guy. Fiscally responsible.
Oh.
You're making him sound not nerdy at all.
Well,
he's not nerdy. He's fiscally responsible.
Don't make me get defensive of my
I'm
husband.
kidding.
Mr. Pro Wrestling fan.
Whoa, throwing shade my way. No, I'm just kidding. He sounds really great. He really does.
I know. Yeah, he's wonderful. I mean, to deal with me, let's be serious. He's learned enough about me in the last hour or whatever that to deal with me, he's got to be a good man. So,
what are you buying at the Bed Bath Beyond? Getting like one of those.
Oh, I got to return these shitty curtains I ordered them online. That's boring. Housewife stuff.
Returning the shitty curtains. I love that.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on with you and your house renovation? Done?
Wait, my what?
Weren't you renovating your house?
Oh, yeah. Renovated the house, the kitchen and the bathroom. It was a nightmare.
I talked about that for like 5 episodes, and then it went away.
Yeah, because I didn't have a toilet or a shower for months. It was the months when I was unable. Here's how good my wife and I are at planning things. Let's go ahead and get the house renovated. Great. Yeah, let's pick this window. We won't have a shower or a toilet. Oh, it happens to coincide with when I'm taping an HBO special, the biggest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Great. Yeah, perfect time to not have access to a toilet. Oh, wait, your special is about how you're riddled with anxiety? Oh, does the anxiety ever lead to a nervous stomach? Yeah, it does. Perfect time to not have a toilet when you're more nervous than you've ever been in your life. Constant.
Oh, my God. What did you guys do? Did you just stink for a month?
Well, I showered at the gym every day. There was a toilet in our basement.
So sad.
There's a toilet in the basement of our building, which is, everybody who lives in our building is nice, but at 3:30 in the morning when you wake up and you got to pee in the middle of the night, you don't want to get on an elevator to a shady basement. Like, I don't care how nice your neighbors are. If they're hanging out in the basement at 3:30, you don't want to run into them. So I was always racked with fear.
Yeah.
So we did that.
Yeah, like what are they doing down there at 3:30? Like, definitely not things you want to be involved in.
Here's a funny thing. I just got an email recently from a lady that's like, I tracked your email address down. We used to live in the same building, and I tracked your email address down. I wanted to let you know I really liked your HBO special. I'm the lady who used to always catch you brushing your teeth in the laundry room.
Wait, why are you always doing bathroom things in not bathroom places?
Because I didn't have a bathroom. It was being renovated. I didn't have a bathroom, so I was brushing my teeth in the laundry room. This lady caught me like 3 times. I
thought it was like a different apartment, like
No.
years past. I thought it was like a
Same
different
situation.
apartment.
I never saw the lady before or after. I would only exclusively see her while brushing my teeth in the laundry room like a jerk.
Did you clean out the sink? That's the important part.
Yeah, I made sure there's no toothpaste in the laundry room sink. You got to be a good neighbor.
Yeah, you gotta be a good neighbor. It would be even worse if you were like shaving down there and like brushing your teeth and like leaving it everywhere.
No, I was shaving
That
at the
would be-
gym. It was actually nice because it forced me to go to the gym more. I was like, if I'm going to go to the gym to shower, I might as well go a little earlier and just run on the elliptical.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, so that was nice. But there were certain days where it's like, I got a real busy day, this and that, a lot of stuff going on. I don't have time. You know who nobody trusts? The person who shows up at the gym just to shower, especially multiple times a week. Nobody's totally
That's
cool with
totally
that
fair.
guy. Nobody's 100% all right with the guy who only shows up to shower and then leaves and never...
You even bring gym clothes?
No, it doesn't.
Regular clothes.
Exactly. No change of clothes. I don't even glance at the equipment on my way to the shower. Go into the locker room, come out 20 minutes later with soaking wet hair. The workers,
Oh my God.
usually when you go in, they say, have a good workout. They stopped even saying it to me.
Yeah.
Have a great shower.
No, really?
No, they weren't. It wasn't that bad, but I was very
Have
self-conscious
you ever
about
been
it.
to one of those gyms where they put the machines in the locker room?
What machines?
Like an elliptical or like a treadmill. Like there'll be like a little room with like one elliptical and one treadmill and maybe like one of those like stretchy band things.
No.
So that like some people don't have to go out into the like workout space. They just like work out in the locker room.
She was work out in secret shame.
Yeah, it's really weird. The gym that I went to in San Francisco was like that. There was like one elliptical, one treadmill, a couple of like 5-pound weights, and then like some stretchy band things. And there was always people on them.
Wow.
And I was like, why are you working? Because then they're just watching everybody in the locker room. And I was like, it's really weird. I need you to not work out there.
Now, I don't want to interrupt, but I do want to say we have 40 seconds left, so I want to make sure I tell you very happy birthday.
it?
Yeah, it flew by.
Everybody
I want to make
says
sure I
that.
say happy birthday. Thanks for spending some of it with me, and also huge amounts of love and luck to you and your husband upon the scheduled birth of your first child.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm pretty excited about it. I do have to tell you something just out of pure honesty and transparency.
Yeah.
Totally not my birthday. Made it up. You said you wanted people to mess with you. I had to.
You lied? Are you even pregnant?
I am pregnant. I promise you I'm 8 months pregnant. I swear.
Thank you so much to our caller. You are a liar. You are a total liar, and I've never felt more manipulated in my life. I opened up to you, told you about my breakup, and then it turned out you were a liar who I never should have trusted. But it was awful fun in the process. So thank you for calling, and good luck with your impending baby. That's super nice. Super nice. Thanks to the Reverend John DeLore and Greta Cohn, who helped build this show in the early days. Thank you to Jared O'Connell, Harry Nelson in the booth, getting me through these things. Thank you to Shellshag for all the music. Want to know about me? More about me? ChrisGethard.com. That includes the tour dates. If I'm ever out on the road doing the Beautiful Anonymous Live, check it out. If you enjoy the show, go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, subscribe. It really does help so much. See you next time. Maybe you'll be the person I'm talking to next time. See you then.
Kiss me face to face.
Paging all book lovers, Book of the Month is a rapidly growing service with a simple goal: to make sure you love what you read. Browse the 5 best books of the month and discover titles you would not have found on your own with exclusive pricing starting at just $10. You can get your favorites shipped to your doorstep for less. Book of the Month, bound to delight. And get your first book for $10 at bookofthemonth.com/stories. Next time on Beautiful Anonymous, a young caller who in the midst of changes gets some advice from both me and Katie Couric. that feeling of like you're at the beginning of this thing and you get to figure it all out, for as anxiety-inducing as that is, that must be super exciting too, huh?
Yeah, I am kind of excited because I know in the end I'm going to find some awesome queer people to be friends with and also be an awesome queer person. I'm excited to get there. It's just kind of, crappy right now.
I'm curious about your childhood experience and when you remember having an awareness of this and what that was like for you and how you expressed it.
So the first time I think I ever had a very mature awareness of it was when I was 18.
That's next time on Beautiful Anonymous.
Hey, I'm Brian Safi.
And I'm Erin Gibson, and our show Throwing Shade just moved to Earwolf.
We take a look at women's issues and LGBT issues and make them real stupid.
We make them real dumb. You'll be very insulted by what we have to say. And we have great guests, so come listen to us. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, or your favorite podcasting app.
We also talk about clip-on earrings a lot, where to get a great facial.
And wigs.
And a lot of wigs.
It's everything you asked for and nothing you asked for.
All in the same package.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Aukerman, Chris Bannon, and Colin Anderson. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.